And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the post of thine house, and on thy gates. Deuteronomy 6:6-9.
The first commandment, thou shalt have no other God before me. What does that mean? And love and trust in God above all things. The second commandment, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. What does this mean? We should fear, love God, that we may not curse, swear, use witchcraft, lie, or deceive by a name, but call upon it in every trouble, pray, and give thanks. The third commandment, remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. Thou shalt sanctify the holy day. What does this mean? We should fear and love God, that we may not despise preaching or His word, but hold it sacred and glad to hear and learn it.
The fourth commandment, honor thy father and thy mother, that it may be wealthy, and thou mayest live long on the earth. What does this mean? We should fear and love God, that we may not despise our parents or masters, nor provoke them to anger, but give them honor, serve and obey them, and hold them in love and esteem.
The fifth commandment, thou shalt not kill. What does this mean? We should fear and love God, that we may not hurt nor harm our neighbor in his body, but help and befriend him in every bodily need.
The sixth commandment, thou shalt not commit adultery. What does this mean? We fear and love God, that we may lead unchaste and decent life in word and deed, and each will love and honor his spouse. The seventh commandment, thou shalt not steal. What does this mean? We shall fear and love God, that we may not take thy neighbor's money or goods, nor get them by falsehood or dealing, but help him to improve and protect his property and business.
The eighth commandment, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbors. What does this mean? We should fear and love God, that we may not deceitfully belie, betray, slander, or defame our neighbor, but defend him, speak well of him, and put the best construction on everything. The ninth commandment, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. What does this mean? We should fear and love God, that we may not craftily seek to get our neighbor's inheritance or house, nor attain it by a show of right, but help and be a service to him in keeping it.
The 10th commandment, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his cattle, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. What does this mean? We should fear and love God, that we may not estrange, force, or entice away from my neighbors his wives, servants, or cattle, but urge them to stay and do their duty. The close of the commandments. What does God say of all these commandments? He says thus, I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children unto the third and the fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. What does this mean? God threatens to punish all that transgress these commandments. Therefore, we should hear his wrath and not act contrary to them. But he promises grace and every blessing to all that keep these commandments. Therefore, we should also love and trust in him, and willingly do according to his commandments.